Hello everyone, McRedler here. Now, let me immediately disprove claims that are going to be made about me. I'm not defending predators in any way, shape, or form. The fact I have to immediately say that is a problem that I'll get into later. People should not immediately assume that about me just because I have problems with how Sileskios handles things and how he makes his videos. That is a robotic, mob mentality, bad way of thinking. Now, this video isn't a hate video. It's not a slander video either, but it is a genuine call-out video on Sileskios. In case you don't know, Sileskios is a channel on YouTube with over 40,000 subscribers. He also has a Discord server and, I believe, a Twitter as well. He primarily makes videos about predatory behavior on VRChat, even though he has done videos on a few other games and online communities, but it's mainly VRChat. Now, I'm going to be 100% upfront with you guys. What I'm about to say about Sileskios, this is not meant to sound rude, it's meant to be honest. But anyways, even with Sileskios' high subscriber count, some issues that I have is that he acts immature. Some videos don't provide 100% concrete proof on people he claims to be predators. And from what I observed, he potentially has a messiah complex or a savior complex. He seems to have a bad ego, unfortunately, but maybe I'm wrong on that. But it's something that I have a suspicion of, and that I'll show some pieces of evidence as to why I think that unfortunately might be the case. Now, just because Sileskios does predator exposing videos doesn't mean I can't criticize him or point out that he has issues with his videos and how he acts. Because he does have issues with his videos, and it's sad to say this because Sileskios not only has over 40,000 subscribers, but since he mainly does videos on VRChat, some of which have gotten a lot of views, when it comes to the VRChat community, his negative behavior actually gives VRChat and VRChatters more negative stereotypes than the community already has. And that's because since he's popular in the community, he is kind of seen as the face or a face of the community. So what he does and what he does say matters, and it does reflect on the rest of the VRChat community. And being a channel with 40,000 subscribers and acting immature, and sometimes not providing 100% concrete proof on people being predators in Sileskios videos is not good either. If this guy gets 58,000 more subscribers, he's going to have 100,000 more subscribers. He needs to do better on his videos. Okay, and here's another thing I want to say. Just because Sileskios is popular doesn't mean you instantly believe him and everything he says or does is right. Just because Sileskios has over 40,000 subscribers doesn't mean that everything he says or does is right either. He is not free from criticism, and neither am I. In fact, if you have an issue with what I said in this video, feel free to comment about it. But don't do this thing that people do. Don't just mindlessly dismiss me just because I said something negative about your favorite VRChat YouTuber. Okay? Watch my full video before commenting or forming your opinion. Okay? Now, but anyways, without further ado, let me go in depth on the specific points that I brought up. Now, before I get into the topic of Sileskios acting immature and his potentially bad ego problem, I first will address Sileskios claiming that people are predators, but not providing 100% proof. And then that's a problem. That is a big problem. Because people who have been accused of things like sexual abuses or being predators, when people are falsely accused of that, even if they defend themselves in the future and disprove and debunk the false claims made about them, it can still be extremely damaging, not only to their online life, but in real life as well. One example being Pro Jared, who was falsely accused of things like this. And even though he did defend himself from the false accusations, and even though he debunked the claims with receipts and proof and screenshots and evidence, he still lost about, I believe it was 100,000 subscribers, which he still has not recovered from to this day. And that whole drama happened in like 2019, so almost 6 years ago. So this stuff needs to be taken seriously. Something that seems to be a problem, not just in the VR chat community, but spaces on the internet in general, is people just throwing around the word predator all the time. But uh, but but like I was saying, now Sileskios made a video on someone named Chase, who Sileskios did actually confirm was a predator, something I'll get into later. But in this video, there was a very brief section claiming a user named Mint Midori was a predator. Now, after watching the part of the video about Mint, and after reading the document, there's actually a lot of problems with it. So I'm going to bring up those problems. Okay. So the evidence on Mint is bad and not 100% concrete, at least the one shown in these two videos about Mint. And I would say simply for the fact that it is a bunch of hearsay with no 100% concrete proof. And I'll specify what I mean by that. So let's listen to what Sileskios has to say about this Twitter screenshot.
Subscribers who has indulged in children herself. The Chaser document continues with information about Pink Cosmic, aka Mint Midori. For example, a tweet from Mint Midori, who used the alias of Pink Cosmic at the time, shows her previously defending Chaser and his actions, defending a confirmed predator, which I'll say to this day, I'll never understand why people defend these awful monstrous individuals. Clearly, the aliens were better than the predators.
Okay, what's the evidence this is about Chase? Because Chase is not mentioned in this Twitter post. And also the Twitter post says hashtag advice of the day, which implies that this is a daily thing that Mint would do on this Twitter account or whatever. A daily post about something. Chase is not mentioned here, so this is essentially hearsay. Okay? And not only that, not only those 2 points, but what's the proof that this is even Mint's account to begin with? Because screenshots and evidence can be faked using things like not just Photoshop, but things like Inspect Element, which allows you to change the characters or text on the internet to make something say something it doesn't. And people can use that to fake the Twitter handles or Discord usernames or YouTube accounts. So this is not good enough for a type of video with such serious claims. Other Discord screenshots are shown, and there's not, again, none of the screenshots show 100% proof that the account, Luke Vey, is even Mint in the first place. But by far the biggest issue is there's not a screenshot of this supposed minor, at the time minor, supposed victim. I'm not saying nothing has ever happened to them, but the evidence shown in this video is not concrete enough. The supposed victim, the alleged victim, doesn't even say their age. They don't even say anything in these screenshots like, I'm 13, or I'm a minor, or something like that. That's a problem. Because if you're going to accuse someone of being a predator, then what you need to do, this is required for this, is there needs to be 100% proof that the so-called predator knew that the person they were talking to was a minor. And the screenshot shown in this video, that's not found here. That is extremely unprofessional. And to be honest, that is unacceptable with how serious these fucking claims are. Okay. Now, this video, the first video on Mint, the first video that brings up Mint, but it's mainly about Chase, also has a document in the description, and Mint is mentioned. And let me point out the problem with Mint being mentioned here. Now, if you open this document and you scroll down, you find out that there's a separate document on Mint. And this document is dog shit. because it's random screenshots with not really any context given to them, and not 100% concrete proof that Luke Vey is even Mint's account in the first place, and there is not even a screenshot of the alleged victim saying their age, or clarifying their age, or stating their age, or that Mint knows that they're underage. So this is why I'm saying this is unacceptable. But continuing with the topic is another document. There's another document on Mint titled "My Experience with Cyber Knights," and after looking through this document, it's the same issue. So let me address the document. Okay, in fact, I actually recommend you read all of these documents and let me know if there's 100% concrete proof in here on Mint. These documents consist of these claims and statements, and then some screenshots that are out of context, and then no 100% proof that the accounts shown are even Mint's. I'm going to show the screenshots on screen so you guys believe me. I want you to, with the stuff I told you, with the criterias I given you, I want you to look at all the screenshots I'm going to put on screen and let me know if the criteria applies to these, which they don't. And in fact, some of these screenshots show what is allegedly Mint. I don't know if these screenshots are real or not, but some of these screenshots show what is allegedly Mint actually getting annoyed and emotional that people are accusing Mint of being a predator. So which one is it? I don't. But I'm gonna, again, with the criteria I given you guys, I'm gonna show the screenshots on screen. But yeah. All right, so let me also go back to the Chase stuff. The difference between Chase, a pretty key difference between Chase and Mint is Chase actually admitted to being a predator, which I will play. I'll play a clip of.
Apology, like with Cozy Momo as the person I talked about earlier with you, it was a little harder for me to believe them because I know they had done things on multiple occasions. So when you say these words like "I'm sorry," how is it any different? What's going to be different? You know what I'm saying?
Well, honestly, I don't really expect people to believe me.
Yeah.
I don't expect anybody to accept my apology or even look at it. If anything, I expect for people to just go after me and just yell and scream at me. Like, I know the beginning of your videos literally say, "Do not harass any of the people in this video," but that's just what happens. I apologize with every fiber of my being that I have ruined all of your lives because of my actions. If I could do anything to make it up to any of you, I would most definitely do it. I want to be a better person. I want to work towards being that better person. And I thought I was for a while because of someone who I thought was important to me, but now I see that I don't.
Okay, this doesn't happen with Mint, and maybe I'm wrong about this Mint stuff, but the evidence presented in this video is not good, and I'm being honest. It's really, really bad. Basic, simple stuff is not in the video. Basic, simple stuff like the alleged victim stating their age or Mint already knowing their age. Simple, basic stuff like this is not shown, and maybe I'm wrong. I am open to correction. I am open to being corrected and being proven wrong on these subjects, but the evidence shown in this video is not good enough. And a channel with over 40,000 subscribers should know this already, unless maybe some of the videos are in bad faith. Who knows? Maybe I'm wrong about that. If I'm wrong, then correct me in the comments section, but again, this is ridiculous for a channel with this size. And with a lot of influence in VRChat spaces. Now, I brought up how Sileskios made 2 videos on Mint, and the second video on Mint is, again, not that good. I'm being so for real. I'm gonna play clips of this video. It is just kind of a regurgitation of the last video. Sileskios' response comes down to, no. That's literally it. I'm gonna play clips of this video.
Clever and knew how to beat around the bush as you continue to do to this day. You don't need to heal a child as an adult. You don't need to get to know a child as an adult. You didn't care for them. You did consistently claim that you didn't know the child's age, but man, here's the thing. You did know their age because this underage victim told you back in 2017. They told you themselves after you had a discussion with them about someone else being in an inappropriate and disgusting relationship with another individual that was violating the law. The person talking about you was right about you. You are a predator. You are a bad person, manipulating your audience into believing you're an innocent butterfly. But truthfully, you are a liar.
Boy, the response to this screenshot is fucking dog shit and is embarrassing.
I feel like that one meme of the guy talking to a brick wall. So Mint responded to this screenshot with,
"There is no proof in the screenshot of me telling them or talking about getting them pregnant."
And that's literally what it says. Dude, I'm sorry. Time out for a moment. Time out. Time out, ref. What language are you speaking? You need a spelling bee and quickly. Showed me telling a person if they were pregnant. What does that even mean? And also, did you forget to mention the part that they are a literal child? This is your character. Your character is hugging onto someone that you're implying is this victim. You're quite literally implying you're going to get this literal victim pregnant. I'm sorry, but do you really think this is a solid defense that this will hold up? Because it won't.
This art style is not my art.
Blah, blah, blah. Charlie Brown voiced this stupid document out of here, dude.
The criteria I brought up about age, about the age question was brought up here, and Sileskios ignores it. I think, see, this is the stuff I'm talking about with Sileskios. There's so many things that happen with this video. And he has over 40,000 subscribers. I don't think Sileskios is making this many mistakes. I think Sileskios sometimes is doing things, I'm being honest, in bad faith. Maybe I'm wrong. I want proof that I'm wrong. This is not a malicious video. This is an honest video trying to fix VRChat. And this is not helping. Making serious claims about this and not giving 100% proof, and then acting childish and immature in a way is not helping. And this is unacceptable. It's especially unacceptable with a channel with his size, but
they were underage at the time of Mint Midori, actively indulging with them. Mint was in a relationship with them and doing ERP with them.
Yeah, well, I didn't even send you a screenshot. I just opened my camera and showed you in real time.
Now, this other thing with Snuck VA, okay. You proved, which you didn't show on screen, which I understand, but still, you say that he showed a passport showing that he was underage when he was talking to Mint. Now, where's the fucking proof that he told Mint when he was allegedly talking to her that he's underage? Where's the proof of that? So this is what I'm saying. I don't think these are mistakes in Sileskios videos. So the conclusion is, with all of this stuff I brought up is simple stuff. This is not complicated. With all the stuff I brought up, these 2 videos related to Mint are bad. They're bad videos. They're dog shit videos. The evidence is dog shit. The commentary is dog shit and immature. So that's my thoughts on it. Now I'm going to address a video Sileskios made titled VRChat for Predator Loves Minors at Rockstar Retro Rockstar Reviews. And this video is fucking trash. It is such a trash video. Now, I don't even have to say that much on it. So let's okay. The so-called evidence in this video of Rockstar being a predator is literally just someone on fucking Discord saying stuff about him. That is it. That is it. And then there's some screenshots of what's apparently his new account or something saying stuff that sounds rude or whatever. And then the video makes fun of him for doing like plushie or toy reviews and him dancing with a furry hat on. That's the video. That is fucking it. There's not even a document in the description. It is literally hearsay. It is literally hearsay. Absolutely ridiculous and unacceptable. It's literally hearsay. That is it. Some random person on Discord saying stuff about Rockstar. That's it. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Okay, this stuff, these false claims cause issues for people. If you're going to make claims like this, there needs to be 100% proof, no exceptions. This is not it. This is unacceptable for a channel of this size with this much influence. And let's see now. Again, I wasn't the only one who's noticed this about this video. I'm not the only one who's noticed Sileskios' negative behavior. Someone else actually commented in the comment section of this video about how weak the evidence is, and Sileskios acts fucking immature, and it's embarrassing. Just so you guys know, Sileskios is an adult. Now, let's see what this person named Matthew Gonzalez says. You'll probably delete this, considering the content of this video. I'm gonna be so honest. This video is really weak. I don't care about this individual at all, but it seems a lot more like a hate video than an exposed video. You come off extremely hateful. Your points are null and void, and you simply just insult the individual at hand. You call this person scummy for insulting people, but here you are. You are genuinely no Chris Hansen, my dude. You are a hateful person. Sileskios' response, instead of asking this person what's wrong with their evidence and points, he just puts yap. And then someone else responds, I'm sorry you are annoyed that you made a decent amount of this up and have no real evidence. So yes, I'll keep yapping. Your most convincing argument is that he is cringe, and yet here you are with an anime avatar. When will the videos about you come out, I wonder? Sileskios responds, awesome, good work. And then he says, by the way, why you making a brand new YouTube comment you hiding something? And then this Soren George says, just pig and heck, whatever. Keep in mind this garbage video has 64,000 views with 2,000 likes, and it's this dog shit. This is not acceptable in any way, shape, or form. This not taking this situation seriously, because that is exactly what this fucking feels like, and not giving it the lack of proof here is not acceptable. It's not acceptable. And this immature reply to this person's comment is fucking embarrassing and not acceptable and immature too. Now, the last point I have on Sileskios, I guess you could consider this to. This could be more just how I hear things and see things. Maybe you think I'm wrong, and that's fine. But Sileskios said something in this one video that the way he worded it and said it sounded really weird, and it sounded like virtue signaling. Guys don't know what virtue signaling is, I'll actually read a definition. The public expression of opinions or sentiments intended to demonstrate one's good character or social conscience, or the moral correctness of one's position on a particular issue. Again, you can disagree with this, but the way Sileskios words this thing here, he says something about predator hunting that's extremely fucking obvious, and that everyone who's not 12 or 11 knows. And it just sounds like he's trying to make himself, I'm gonna be honest, the way he words it, it sounds like he's just trying to make himself sound good. Maybe you disagree, I'm gonna play the clip.
Adapt like Maharaga and do things correctly here virtually. Let the law see that we take it seriously and that it's not just a joke. Finally, if you're making predator content for views or for money or to farm drama and attention, you're doing it for the wrong reasons. Our common goal should be to help people. Our videos shouldn't bring negativity. They should be a beacon of light and hope for today and tomorrow's generation. So my disappointment is beyond immeasurable when I see comments state that predator content is simply just depressing drama. Still, I can understand how it can be perceived as such, as it does seem that way when there are no legal repercussions for these people. It seems like a quick cash grab, because these predators, they get to walk scot-free. Now, I hear some of you saying, Sileskios, your videos are monetized, and you've talked about it a couple of times. So why is that? Well, to be honest with you, I have dedicated my life to keeping people safe and spreading their truths for as long as possible. And currently, it's the only way that I have to support my wife and myself. But aside from that, it's just genuinely what I'm passionate about, and I love to do it. It's the best job ever.
With the dog shit videos earlier, I really find the sincerity of his words here to be hard to believe. I'm gonna be so honest. I think he's virtue signaling here. I think he's trying to make himself sound good. That's what I fucking think. That is exactly what I think when this part of the video. I think he's trying to make himself sound good. And by the way, when he told that one person you hiding something, maybe this is a stretch, but he seems like one of these people who, if you criticize them, you're pro-predator, pro-EDP, pro-predatory behavior. That's what it sounds like here. Maybe I'm dead wrong, but him saying you hiding something is weird. That's weird. What's the other implication in that, other than the fact that you're implying that person is either a predator themselves or a predator defender, especially with the context of the video they commented on? It sounds like he's using that as a shield to deflect any sort of criticism about him. But I'm not gonna, this is problematic, and I'm assuming people haven't really spoke up about this because maybe they're afraid of getting flack, or something, or negative comments or whatever. I guess that stuff's gonna come to me. And the reason I'm making this video is this stuff. The way he makes some of his videos are bad, and it needs to be addressed. Period. I hope he's not malicious or bad faith or a bad actor, but the videos I showed you earlier with the lack of proof, unacceptable. Unacceptable. And that can cause issues for other people's lives. Not only could it cause issues for people like Mint and Rockstar themselves, but it can cause issues with the people around them. It can cause issues for their job, for careers or something. So, but yeah, it really feels like from what he said, it really feels like from the clip I showed, from VRChat Never Changed, it really feels like he has a messiah complex, or or self-righteous, or yeah, I don't like it, man. But yeah, those are my points. Those are my points. Those are my points about the problems with Sileskios and his videos, because there is problem with him and his videos. Hopefully, he hasn't done this stuff in bad faith. Hopefully, he's not immature. Maybe I'm wrong about the Mint and Rockstar stuff, but the evidence he shows is not 100% concrete proof to call that person a fucking predator. So, yeah, Sileskios needs to do better, and people in the VRChat community need to do better as well. But that's all I have to say. Again, this is not a malicious video. This is not a slander video. These are genuine problems I have with Sileskios and the way he makes his content. So, but thanks for watching. Let's all do better, and have a good day. Have a good day.